Attention passionate Atlanta, Falcons fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC South and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Atlanta Falcons' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Atlanta Falcons fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and Atlanta, FALCONS FANS. Let's get to the news now, folks. If you've been following the NFL in recent years, you know the Atlanta Falcons have been a team that's always on the verge of something special, yet somehow always seems to fall just short. The last few seasons have been a roller coaster, with moments of brilliance mixed with struggles that left fans questioning what the team really needs to take that next step. And right now, with the 2025 season approaching, there's a buzz in the air, a feeling that things might finally be changing, especially on the defensive front. You see, defense has been a sore spot for Atlanta for quite some time. They've had flashes of talent, but consistently, their pass rush has left a lot to be desired. Last season, the Falcons ranked 31st in sacks across the league, managing only 31 sacks all year. That's just unacceptable for a team looking to contend, and it's a clear sign that they need to make some serious moves if they want to compete in the NFC South and beyond. The NFC South, let's not forget, has become increasingly competitive. The Buccaneers are rebuilding, the Saints are always in the mix, and the Panthers are looking to rise again with their young core. So the Falcons can't afford to sit still. They need to strike, and they need to do it smartly. What's interesting is how they've tried to address this need in recent years. Last offseason, they made a bold move by drafting Michael Penix Jr., the talented quarterback from Washington with the number 8 overall pick. It was a shocker, considering many experts had predicted they'd go for an edge rusher or bolster their defense. But they decided to go with the quarterback, signaling their belief that the franchise's future might depend on finding a franchise quarterback. Now, that gamble might pay off, but the defense, especially the pass rush, still needed attention. In an attempt to fill that gap, the Falcons traded a third-round pick to the Patriots for Matthew Judon. Judon, a proven pass rusher, had been a force in New England, earning at least 60 pressures and 14 sacks in each of his previous 2 seasons. But when he arrived in Atlanta, it just didn't click the way they hoped. Last year, Judon managed only 25 pressures and 6 sacks, a far cry from his previous production. It was disappointing and highlighted just how urgent the need for a true game-changer on the edge was for this team. Heading into 2025, the Falcons are back at square one, or perhaps even worse. They need to find a solution, and they need it fast. The NFL draft is always a lottery, but this year's class of defensive linemen and edge rushers is promising. There are some highly talented prospects who could come in and make an immediate impact, but draft picks are always a gamble. That's why free agency becomes such a crucial part of the equation. And here's where rumors and predictions start heating up. The NFL is a league of stars, and big names are often bandied about during the offseason, especially when teams are desperate for pass rush help. One name that's been gaining traction among NFL insiders and analysts is Khalil Mack. Yes, that Khalil Mack, the former Pro Bowler with the Chicago Bears and the Los Angeles Chargers, who's still regarded as one of the premier edge rushers in the league, even at this stage of his career. Why is everyone talking about Mack for Atlanta? Well, if you look at the Falcons' sack stats, they're painfully low. Only 31 sacks last season, and that's a huge problem. You need more pressure on the quarterback, more disruptive plays, and a player like Mack could be that difference maker. The Athletic's Mike Jones recently mentioned that he believes the Falcons could make a splash in free agency this year, and Mack is at the top of that list. According to him, the Falcons' management recognizes they need help rushing the passer, and a player of Mack's caliber could be exactly what they need to turn things around. Think about it. Mack has been named to the Pro Bowl 3 straight seasons with the Chargers, and even if he's not in his prime anymore, he still has the ability to influence games. His pass-rushing skills, combined with his veteran leadership, could elevate the entire defense. And let's be honest, a pass rush like that would send shockwaves through the NFC South. Imagine Mack lining up across from some of the league's best offensive linemen. His presence alone changes how offenses game plan. Of course, signing a player like Mack isn't just about talent, it's about finances. The The Falcons don't have unlimited cap space, and overpaying for an aging star can sometimes backfire. But if they manage the financials well, if they don't overspend and keep the team balanced, this could be a move that propels them into serious playoff contention. The key, as always, is smart management, and that's where the Falcons' front office will have to shine. Now, let's talk about the importance of this move in the bigger picture. The NFC South is no longer the laughingstock it was a few years ago. The division has become a battleground, with each team making moves to improve. The Buccaneers are retooling, the Saints are always competitive, and the Panthers are young and hungry. For the Falcons, this is a pivotal year. They've already made some bold decisions in the draft and in free agency, and adding a player like Khalil Mack could be the final piece to the puzzle. It's about establishing a defensive identity, about creating pressure on every snap, and about making sure the offense, led by their promising young quarterback, has the support it needs to succeed. And speaking of the offense, Atlanta's attack isn't to be overlooked. With Bijan Robinson, the talented running back they drafted last year, and a solid receiving core, the Falcons have the pieces to be a balanced team. But football is won and lost in the trenches, and if they can elevate their pass rush, it opens up so many more possibilities. It allows their secondary to play more aggressively, forces turnovers, and keeps opposing offenses on their heels. That's the recipe for a winning team, and it's why this offseason could define the Falcons' future for years to come. Now, I know some of you might be wondering about other options. The draft night is always unpredictable, and there are other veterans available on the market. Players like Von Miller or Robert Quinn could also be in the mix, but Mack's combination of experience, talent, and leadership makes him a particularly attractive target. Plus, his familiarity with the league, his reputation as a hard worker, and his ability to perform under pressure make him a perfect fit for a team looking to make a serious leap forward. It's also worth mentioning that the Falcons' coaching staff has shown a lot of faith in developing talent on the defensive line. They've invested in young players and have a coaching staff that values pass rush as a critical part of their defensive scheme. Bringing in a veteran like Mack not only addresses immediate needs, but also sets a tone for the team's culture, one of competitiveness, resilience, and relentless pursuit of the quarterback. Now, let's not forget the historical context here. The Falcons have a storied history of great defensive players, Deion Sanders, John Abraham, and more recently, Vic Beasley. But what they've lacked in recent years is that consistent, game-changing pass rusher who can turn the tide of a game single-handedly. Khalil Mack could be that guy. And if they manage to sign him, it would send a message to the rest of the league that Atlanta is serious about contending again, that they're willing to make aggressive moves to rebuild their defense and push for a deep playoff run. And it's not just about one player, of course. It's about the entire unit coming together, linebackers, secondary, and the front four, working in harmony to dominate on defense. Adding Mack would be a catalyst for that transformation. It would give the team a veteran presence, a leader who can mentor younger players and elevate everyone around him. So, fans, this offseason is shaping up to be one of the most exciting in recent memory for Atlanta. The team has already made notable moves, and the rumor mill is buzzing about potential signings that could really make a difference. The big question now is, will the Falcons pull the trigger on Khalil Mack? Will they prioritize this move to boost their pass rush and finally give their defense the respect it deserves? Only time will tell, but one thing is for sure. The Falcons are positioning themselves to make some noise in 2025, and fans should be optimistic about what's coming next. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YouTube algorithm to keep recommending the latest Atlanta Falcons news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. To wrap things up, the potential signing of Khalil Mack isn't just a splash move, it's a statement. It says that Atlanta is serious about competing again, about returning to the playoffs, and maybe even beyond. It's about building a defense that strikes fear into opponents and a team that fans can be proud of. The Falcons have the pieces on offense, the young talent, and now they might just have the veteran leadership and pass-rushing prowess to take the next step. So keep your eyes peeled, Falcons fans. This offseason promises to be one of the most pivotal in recent memory, and the move for Mack could be the game-changer everyone's been waiting for. And now, Atlanta Falcons fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Atlanta Falcons. Do you think Khalil Mack is the right addition? Are you excited about the direction the team is headed? Let us know. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Atlanta Falcons news. Thanks for watching, and as always, let's keep the passion alive for our beloved Falcons.